presenter.
It's stuck.
And it's stuck. All right?
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay. You need to get.
Thank you. My name is DMarkendorf. I'm with California State University, Bakersfield, and I'm going to be explaining about deregulation of the Colorado River and how eliminating the law can be a simple solution to a major water shortage problem in the western United States. We can actually increase water reserves in the 7 western states that rely on the Colorado River and in Mexico. The Colorado River supplies these 7 states: Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, and California. It also is a supply from Mexico. The laws regulating the Colorado River have always been wasteful, but sustainable in the past. That's not the case anymore. With an exploding population and diminishing snowpack in Colorado, which feeds the river, the supply is becoming more and more stressed, and we really need to re-examine the laws that regulate this water supply. I'd like to give you some definitions. First of all, an acre-foot of water. That's the amount of water needed to cover 1 acre of land in 1 foot of water. That's the word acre-foot. And then the use it or lose it law that I'm going to be talking about. It's a water law that states if a water district does not use their entire allotment of water off of the Colorado River, they actually lose their rights to it. For example, let's say District ABC gets an allotment of 1 million acre-feet of water, and they only use 500,000 acre-feet. They actually lose their rights to the other 500,000 acre-feet. This is the allocation of the Colorado River. We've got a total of 15 million acre-feet that's allotted, split into a 2-basin system. You see the upper basin includes Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, New Mexico, and the lower basin, California, Nevada, and Arizona. California gets almost a third of the entire water supply that's allotted, and with the Imperial Valley getting most of that. If you see down here, the Imperial Irrigation District, it's really hard to read, but they get 2.6 million acre-feet approximately, which is over half of the entire allotment for California. And if anybody's familiar with the Imperial Valley, it's just a small strip of farmland along the Mexican border at the bottom. And these numbers are based on an annual flow of 22 million acre-feet, which again, with diminished snowpack, is much lower at this point. Okay, another point you're going to have to remember is the formation of the Salton Sea, which is right in the Imperial Valley. In 1905, irrigation controls burst and flooded the Salton Sink. And over the next 2 years, that area became what we know as the Salton Sea. It became an important bird estuary for migratory birds, and a lot of fisheries came into existence because of that accident. But now we ended up relying on that to be there. When they repaired it in 1907, the damage was repaired, but the Salton Sea remained. And so, and it has since remained just from runoff from the farms. Here's an aerial view. There's the Imperial Valley down below. And again, that's mostly farmland there, and the runoff comes from the canals into the Salton Sea. Please note the sediment or bloom right there. That's what we call algae blooms, and that's going to be important to note when dealing with some of these runoff issues. Some of the problems we have, again, I'm sure you may have heard of it, the drought in California. Big problem that we have going right now. In Nevada, Lake Mead is at record lows. Lake Mead is where the Hoover Dam holds back the water from the Colorado, and it's the reserve